Did you ever hear that there's an ancient trick for turning your toughest moments into your best chances? Picture this. Imagine dealing with big problems in life while staying super calm inside, like nothing could shake your peace. Sounds like something only superheroes can do, right? Well, it's not just a fairy tale. This old trick isn't about having magical powers. It's actually an old way of thinking that's still super useful today. So whether you're feeling stressed out facing tough times or just want more happiness in your everyday life, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to explore Stoicism, learn its timeless lessons, and see how it can make a real difference in how we live. If you're excited to start this journey of change, make sure to subscribe, share this with your friends, and hit that like button. Stick with me until the end, because every moment of this video brings us closer to unlocking the secrets of Stoic wisdom that can really change your life. Have you ever been stuck in traffic feeling all worked up about being late for something important? Or maybe you found yourself scrolling through your phone only to get upset by a mean comment someone left on your post. It happens to all of us. It's like our everyday life is full of these little challenges that test our mood and peace of mind at every turn. But here's a different way of looking at things straight from the world of Stoicism. An ancient philosophy from Greece and Rome, it hands us a powerful tool focusing on what we can control. The great Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Think about that for a second. Traffic jams, bad weather, negative comments, these things are all outside of our control. No matter how much we wish we could, we can't change them. But what we can change is how we react to them. This idea isn't just some old wisdom. It's backed up by modern psychology too. Carl Jung, a big name in psychology, famously stated, "I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become." This lines up perfectly with the Stoic way. It's about realizing that the only real power we have is over our own reactions, thoughts, and actions. Let's break it down a bit. Say you're stuck in that traffic jam, running late for an important meeting. You could spend that time fuming, honking your horn, and stressing out. But let's be real. That won't make the cars ahead move any faster. Or you could take a deep breath, accept the situation, and maybe use the time to listen to a podcast, an audiobook, or simply enjoy some music. The traffic hasn't changed, but your response to it has. With that shift, your stress levels drop and your day feels a bit brighter. This Stoic idea of focusing on what we can control goes beyond just dealing with traffic or bad weather. It applies to our personal goals. How we react to others and how we face obstacles in life. As Marcus Aurelius, another great Stoic figure, reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. So, the next time you find yourself getting worked up over something you can't control, remember these wise words. Ask yourself, is this within my control? If it's not, let it go. Focus on your reaction, your mindset, and your actions. This simple shift can have a powerful impact on your stress levels and overall happiness. It's not always easy, but it's worth practicing every day. Remember, it's about progress, not perfection. As we learn to focus more on what is within our control, we find ourselves not just surviving life's challenges, but thriving in spite of them. Stoicism teaches us the art of seeing obstacles as opportunities. It might sound strange at first. Most of us are used to seeing obstacles as roadblocks to success and happiness. But Stoics like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus turn this idea on its head. They teach us that when life throws us a curveball, instead of asking, "Why me?" we should ask, "What can I learn?" And that is a game changer. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote in his personal journal, "The obstacle is the way. What he meant is that every challenge we face not only tests our strength, but also teaches us important lessons. It's about finding the bright side in difficult situations and using it to grow. And this idea isn't limited to ancient philosophy. Modern thinkers agree as well. Take Carl Jung, for example. He said, "What you resist persists." In other words, when we constantly fight against obstacles, we give them more power. But when we accept them and learn from them, we can overcome them. That's the Stoic way, turning obstacles into opportunities to become stronger and wiser. Let's make it practical. Imagine you are facing repeated job rejections. It's easy to feel discouraged and doubt yourself, right? But what if you saw each rejection as feedback instead? Maybe there is a skill you need to improve or a new strategy you should try in your job search. Changing your perspective can turn rejection into growth. Here's another example: personal conflicts. They're tough, there's no doubt about it, but they also give us a chance to practice patience, empathy, and communication. Every disagreement is an opportunity to understand different perspectives and become better at solving problems together. The key to seeing obstacles as opportunities for growth is asking yourself, what can I learn from this? Instead of feeling like things are just happening to you, it's about taking control and figuring out how to make the most of the situation. It's not always easy, but it's worth it. Epictetus, another Stoic thinker, once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." That's what Stoicism is all about, looking beyond the immediate struggle and discovering the lessons and opportunities within it. So, the next time you face a challenge, big or small, take a step back and try to see it differently. Ask yourself what you can learn from it and how it can make you stronger and wiser. Remember, obstacles aren't just things to overcome, they are opportunities to grow. By embracing this Stoic mindset, we can navigate life's ups and downs with greater grace, resilience, and wisdom. It's something we've all heard before, right? Live in the moment. But what does that really mean, and why does it matter so much? Living in the present moment is about fully experiencing where you are right now. It means not getting caught up in worries about tomorrow or regrets about yesterday. It's understanding that life with all its beauty and challenges happens right here, right now. This idea isn't new. It has long been a central part of Stoic philosophy, explored by great thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, and it continues to be echoed by modern psychologists. Let's look at what the Stoics had to say. Marcus Aurelius Avis, Roman emperor and philosopher, advised, do not dwell on the past. Do not worry about the future. Focus on the present moment. He understood that living in the present helps us stay grounded, clear our minds, and experience life more fully. But why is it so difficult to stay present? Our minds are constantly busy worrying about what's coming next or replaying what has already happened. This mental noise prevents us from fully appreciating the present moment. Carl Jung once said, "Even the smallest things with meaning are worth more than the greatest things without it." Living in the present gives meaning to our everyday experiences, making life richer and more fulfilling. Aristotle also emphasized the importance of focusing on the present to achieve happiness, health, and prosperity. By being mindful of the here and now, we can live more virtuous and meaningful lives. So how do we actually live in the present? It begins with mindfulness, paying attention to what is happening right now without judgment. Whether you are eating, walking, or listening to someone, try to fully immerse yourself in the experience. These simple acts of awareness bring you back to the present, making life more vivid and meaningful. Seneca once said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." He understood that worrying about what might happen or dwelling on what has already happened only steals from our present joy. Living in the present does not mean ignoring the future or forgetting the past. It means finding balance, learning from the past and preparing for the future without allowing them to overshadow the present. It is within this balance that we find peace and contentment. Every moment is a chance to reset and refocus. It is in the present that we truly live, love, and create memories. So let's make a conscious effort to be more present in our lives and to cherish each moment. Because this moment, right here, is where life happens. Now, let's talk about self-discipline. I know the word might sound strict or even boring, but in reality, it is about empowering yourself to make choices that align with your values and goals. Think about it sticking to a workout routine, saving money instead of splurging, or focusing on work instead of binge-watching Netflix. These choices might not always feel enjoyable in the moment, but they lead to long-term satisfaction and success. Stoic philosophy has a lot to say about self-discipline too. Marcus Aurelius, for instance, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This means that true strength comes from mastering yourself, from having the discipline to make the right choices, no matter what is happening around you. It is about controlling our impulses, emotions, and actions even when life throws distractions and temptations our way. Seneca, a wise philosopher, advised us to stand firm and tame our desires instead of letting them rule us. He understood that real freedom comes from self-mastery, not external circumstances. But why is self-discipline so important? Aristotle believed that we become our best selves through consistent practice. By staying disciplined, we build habits that lead us toward excellence and goodness. It is not about doing something impressive once in a while, it is about making daily choices that reflect our values and goals. Modern psychology also highlights the importance of self-discipline. Carl Jung spoke about the need to balance different aspects of our personality in order to live a fulfilling life. This balance requires discipline as we navigate our desires and make choices that support our growth. So how do we develop self-discipline in our daily lives? Start small. Choose one area you want to improve: your diet, exercise routine, or spending habits. Set achievable goals and take it one step at a time. Every time you make a choice that moves you closer to your goals, you strengthen your self-discipline. Epictetus reminds us that great things are not achieved overnight. Self-discipline is built through consistent effort. It is about progress, not perfection. Each day brings new opportunities to practice discipline and make choices that align with the person you want to become. Disciplining self-journey. It is about finding balance between what we want now and what we want most. It means making choices that may be difficult in the moment, but lead to lasting happiness and inner peace. So let's embark on this journey together. Let's support one another in making the right choices even when they are not easy. Because in the realm of self-discipline lies the path to achieving our dreams and living a life we truly love. Now, let's talk about emotional resilience. When life throws us curveballs, we all experience a whirlwind of emotions: anger, sadness, frustration. But here's the thing, it's not just about what we feel, it's about how we handle it. That's where emotional resilience comes in. It's like a superpower that helps us weather life's storms with grace and come out stronger on the other side. It's about acknowledging our emotions, understanding them, and then taking positive steps forward instead of letting them control us. The Stoics had a lot to say about this. Marcus Aurelius, for example, reminds us that we have power over our minds, not external events. This means that even though we can't control what happens to us, we can control how we respond. So let's embrace emotional resilience. Let's learn to navigate our feelings with strength and wisdom. because when we do, we can face life's challenges with courage and confidence, knowing that we have the power to overcome them. Seneca teaches us how to face difficult times without losing our composure. He viewed life's challenges as tests of our strength and resilience. By handling our emotions calmly and patiently, we become wiser and stronger. But how do we build emotional strength? It begins with self-awareness. Understanding our emotions and how we react to them allows us to know ourselves better. It is completely natural to feel what we feel, but instead of letting emotions take control, we can choose responses that align with our values and long-term well-being. Aristotle spoke about finding balance, not overreacting, but also not suppressing our emotions. This principle applies to emotional resilience as well. Carl Jung emphasized that true wholeness comes from accepting all parts of ourselves, including our emotions. This acceptance is essential for building emotional strength. So what can we do when emotions become overwhelming? First, allow yourself to feel them without judgment. Then, take a step back and identify what triggered those emotions. This reflection helps you understand and learn from your reactions. Epictetus reminds us that it's not what happens to us, but how we respond that matters. We can choose reactions that help us grow and heal rather than simply reacting out of habit. Building emotional resilience takes time and practice. It requires mindfulness, reflection, and patience with yourself. It also helps to develop coping strategies such as journaling, talking to a trusted friend, or taking time to relax. Most importantly, be kind to yourself throughout the process. Emotional strength is not about never feeling negative emotions, it is about handling them with grace and emerging stronger. By developing emotional resilience, we empower ourselves to face life's challenges with calm and courage. Let's take this journey together, supporting one another as we grow stronger and live more fulfilling lives. They spoke about it to remind us to appreciate every moment. They believed that recognizing the brevity of life helps us live more fully, consciously, and with gratitude. Marcus Aurelius, in his meditations, often reflected on how fleeting life is. He wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." This is not a call to pessimism, it is a call to purpose. It encourages us to focus on what truly matters, to let go of trivial worries, and to live with intention and honor. Seneca also reflected on the shortness of life, urging us not to waste it on meaningless pursuits, but to build a life of significance. He believed that awareness of mortality helps us live more wisely and appreciate our relationships and experiences more deeply. Epictetus emphasized living in the present and making the most of our time. By remembering that our time is limited, we are more likely to live ethically and fully appreciate life's beauty. But how do we embrace memento mori without becoming overwhelmed? It begins with changing our perspective. Instead of viewing thoughts of death as frightening, we can see them as reminders to make the most of each day. It is about embracing the present, not waiting for some distant future. Think about what you have been putting off. Maybe it is pursuing a dream, spending time with loved ones, or simply enjoying life's small moments. Memento mori reminds us not to take time for granted. It also helps us appreciate that life is short, which makes us more grateful for the moments we have. So, let's use memento mori as a spark for growth, gratitude, and a deeper love for life. Let it guide us to make choices that truly matter, to treasure our connections, and to enjoy the beauty of the present. Remembering that our time is limited pushes us to live fully today. In embracing memento mori, we find a powerful reminder to live not in fear of death, but in celebration of life. Let's make every moment count, not because we fear it ending, but because we deeply value life itself. Let's live in a way that when our time does come, we can look back with no regrets, knowing we embraced life to the fullest. It's amazing how something so simple can change everything. Shifting our focus to what we have instead of what we lack can truly transform our lives. The Stoics, wise as they were, had a lot to say about gratitude. They believed that true happiness does not come from having more, but from appreciating what we already have. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about finding joy in the present and being grateful für 5 Sekunden simple Moments. He said, when you wake up in the morning, think about what a precious gift it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. That is gratitude in its purest form, recognizing the value of life itself and the blessings it brings every single day. Seneca pointed out how our desires can lead us down a never-ending path, always wanting more and never feeling satisfied. He suggested that by appreciating what we already have and recognizing that life's greatest treasures are often right in front of us, we can find genuine contentment. Epictetus, known for his practical teachings, encouraged people to find value in their current circumstances, no matter how challenging they may be. He believed that by accepting and finding meaning in the present moment, we can live more fulfilling lives. But how do we actually practice gratitude, especially when life throws us challenges? It starts by making gratitude a daily habit. Each morning or evening, take a moment to think about 3 things you are grateful for. It could be something simpler, a warm cup of coffee, a meaningful conversation, or the beauty of a sunset. This simple habit trains your mind to focus on the positive, improving your mood and outlook on life. Gratitude also means seeing challenges as opportunities for growth. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" This shift in perspective allows us to appreciate both positive and difficult experiences as valuable lessons. Expressing gratitude also strengthens our relationships. A sincere thank you can brighten someone's day and deepen your connection with others. Aristotle believed that gratitude plays an essential role in happiness, helping us recognize the goodness both around us and within ourselves. Even modern psychology supports the power of gratitude. Carl Jung noted that happiness cannot exist without contrast, without moments of difficulty. By embracing and appreciating all experiences, we discover a deeper and more authentic form of happiness. So, let's make gratitude a central part of our lives. Let's celebrate the small wins, cherish moments of connection, and find joy in life's simple pleasures. By focusing on what we have rather than what we lack, we cultivate a sense of abundance and happiness that radiates from within. Remember, it's not happiness that brings us gratitude, it's gratitude that brings us happiness. Let's raise our glasses to the beauty of gratitude, even on the gloomiest days. Cheers to finding the silver lining and embracing personal excellence. Just like the wise Stoics taught us, Marcus Aurelius once pondered why people often prioritize the opinions of others over their own self-assessment. It's a puzzling paradox we often find ourselves in, isn't it? Seneca shared this sentiment, urging us to live authentically true to our own values rather than seeking validation from others. He believed that genuine contentment stems from living a life aligned with our principles. Epictetus reminded us that worrying about what others think is beyond our control and therefore not worth our energy. Instead, he encouraged us to focus on our actions and living virtuously where our true power lies. So how do we break free from the grip of others' opinions and stay true to ourselves? Firstly, recognize that you are the author of your own story. Your worth is not determined by societal expectations or social media validation. It is rooted in your values, kindness, and efforts to become the best version of yourself. Secondly, engage in self-reflection. Ask yourself whether you are living your own life or trying to fit into someone else's mold. Being vulnerable and acknowledging your imperfections is part of being authentic. Thirdly, find balance. As Aristotle suggested, consider constructive feedback, but do not let it overshadow your sense of self-worth. Strive for a healthy balance between external opinions and staying true to yourself. Incorporating a Stoic mindset means understanding that your worth comes from within, not from external validation. Let's build inner strength that is not shaken by fleeting opinions. Let's commit to valuing ourselves for who we are, not for approval from others. Let's embrace our authenticity and shine our unique light in the world. Now, about change, it is inevitable. Learning to adapt and embrace change is crucial for our growth and happiness. Life is constantly evolving, and by going with the flow, we can navigate its twists and turns with resilience and grace. Life's constant changes can feel less overwhelming when we view them as part of an ongoing journey. The Stoics had a refreshing perspective on change. They saw it as a natural rhythm of life. Marcus Aurelius advised us to embrace whatever comes our way, trusting that it fits into the pattern of our destiny. Seneca warned against becoming too attached to our current circumstances, reminding us that change is inevitable. He encouraged flexibility, seeing change as essential for growth and fulfillment. Epictetus emphasized focusing on what we can control, our attitudes when facing external change. But how can we learn to accept change more easily? First, by acknowledging its inevitability. Change is woven into the fabric of life. Seasons shift, people come and go, and even our bodies are constantly changing. Second, by practicing mindfulness. This helps us appreciate the present moment without clinging to it, making it easier to accept change when it comes. Third, by seeking lessons in change. Every challenge contains opportunities for growth. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" This shift in perspective transforms challenges into opportunities for development. Aristotle believed that adaptability is a key virtue for a happy life. Embracing change with wisdom and grace is essential to that pursuit. Modern psychology also supports this. Stoic approach viewing change as an opportunity rather than a threat can reduce stress and increase resilience. Let's remember that change is not just something to endure, it is something to embrace. By accepting change, we open ourselves to new experiences, growth, and possibilities. Let's navigate life's currents with courage, grace, and an open heart. After all, despite our differences, we are all on this journey together. By cultivating compassion and empathy, we contribute to a kinder and more understanding world. The Stoics emphasized these virtues, believing in the interconnectedness of humanity. Marcus Aurelius reminded us that humans are naturally social beings meant to live in harmony. He compared our well-being to that of a bee in a hive, showing how closely our happiness is tied to others. Seneca encouraged kindness and generosity, arguing that helping others ultimately benefits us as well. This doesn't mean excusing harmful behavior, but rather approaching others with empathy and seeking to understand where they're coming from. So how do we put compassion and empathy into practice in our daily lives? It starts with truly listening to others, hearing their stories, experiences, and emotions. By putting ourselves in their shoes, we can bridge divides and build connections. Small acts of kindness, like offering a smile or a kind word, can go a long way in brightening someone's day. Being present for others in times of need, offering support without judgment, shows that we value their worth and dignity. Aristotle spoke of the importance of friendship and the role empathy plays in fostering strong relationships. He believed that true friends not only share in each other's joys, but also in their sorrow supporting each other with empathy and understanding. Modern psychology supports this, showing that compassion and empathy not only strengthen relationships but also enhance our own emotional well-being. Let's remember that everyone has a story and a reason behind their actions. By understanding and caring for each other, we create a world that is kinder and more compassionate. In doing so, we not only enrich the lives of those around us, but also find deeper fulfillment and joy in our own. Let's spread kindness like confetti, creating ripples of compassion that transform the world, one act of empathy at a time. It's about taking a meaningful pause to reflect on our actions, thoughts, and direction. We've journeyed through the realms of growth, self-discovery, and staying true to our core values. In a world that is always moving, this practice becomes our anchor, ensuring we are not simply carried by the current, but intentionally steering our lives in the direction that aligns with who we truly are. The Stoics, with their deep understanding of human nature, placed great importance on reflection. Take Marcus Aurelius, for example. Despite ruling an empire, he made time to reflect on his life, decisions, and moral compass. He saw this practice as essential to living a life of virtue and purpose. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, he wrote, highlighting how our inner dialogue shapes our external reality. Seneca recommended regular self-assessment as a path to growth and wisdom. He compared life to a play where we periodically review our roles and performances. Are we acting in alignment with the person we wish to become? Are our actions reflecting the values we hold? Epictetus encouraged his students to end each day with reflection, not for self-criticism, but for awareness and growth. By asking questions such as, what did I do well? What did I do wrong? What could I improve? We can guide our lives more consciously. But how do we apply this Stoic practice of reflection in modern life? First, make it a habit. Set aside a few minutes each day, perhaps before bedtime, to reflect on your experiences. Writing your thoughts down can deepen this practice, creating a record of your journey. Second, use reflection as a tool for gratitude. Alongside reviewing your day, take note of moments, no matter how small, that brought you joy or appreciation. This helps counterbalance our tendency to focus on the negative and encourage a more positive outlook. Third, approach reflection with kindness toward yourself. It is not about self-criticism, but about growth. Mistakes are not failures, they are lessons. Aristotle believed that a reflective life is key to understanding ourselves, our actions, and our place in the world. Modern psychology also supports this idea, linking reflection to improved mental clarity, emotional well-being, and personal growth. Let's commit to this practice. It becomes our compass, ensuring we are not passive observers, but active participants shaping our lives according to our values. As we part ways today, remember this. Each lesson from Stoicism is not just ancient wisdom, it is a practical tool to navigate stress, make better decisions, and find peace in chaos. So let's not just exist, let's live with purpose, authenticity, and intention. Don't let the inspiration end here. Continue exploring, learning, and growing. Take care, and I'll see you in the next step of our journey.